He does this though. He turns into a lizard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And he turns Metis into a fly, and then he gets her with his tongue. Okay.
Yeah.
This all is actually Metis' plan because Metis has seen Zeus just dominate chicks and just not let them do shit. Right? He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Right. So Metis, as a fly, crawls up into Zeus's brain.
Yeah.
And now she has like counsel up there, and she is like she lives forever in Zeus's mind.
The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Sounds like a real boogeyman once you said he's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse. This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Their specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Hello, my Night Owl friends. I am your host, Travis Wyrmwood. With me is, as always, co-host Dawson Trailer.
I'm here.
He's here.
Hello.
Yeah, we'll do your sound. Let's do both sounds. It's kind of fun just to hear them.
Take
a break right. I like to take a break right at the top.
Yeah. Just warm up real quick.
Extraterrestrials tampering with our DNA.
Nice.
Yeah. Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, because what we've been doing these days is almost no talking prior to getting into the actual studio. Dawson basically comes over and it's go time. Like, I have the thing recording before we get in the room.
Get in there.
And
We just get
I
in there.
cut it to the point when it starts.
Hell yeah. It's been pretty good.
So then I'm going to play my intro so I can get a little more prepared here.
A most distinguished scientist whose name we know, even in the wild Pennsylvania.
Human beings must have been capable of flying all along.
Yep.
Nice. I like that last little jaunty part there.
I like that.
Back to Nolan's there.
I like that's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's Mr. Satan.
That's Mr. Satan. Yeah.
Topical horror, you know.
That's some good shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a great character.
So me and Dawson just traded some drinks here. I brought some white kratom drink to the table. Dawson brought us some Brew Doctor's Happiness Kombucha.
Yeah, it's got elderflower, rose, and white tea in it.
I think what we're both doing is mixing.
We're just kind of making little mixies here.
We're just mixing them here.
Just
Great.
pouring it up.
Nice.
It's been really nice.
The
The Kratom Kombucha mix is like a really cool mix. I don't know how like hippy dippy that sounds. Whatever that means.
No, that's fine.
I'm fucking into it.
Speaking of hippy dippy, right off the bat, let's just get into it. I don't want to even. Like I said, no more. One time I said no more fun. Let's just cut out the fun right now.
Yeah, more fluff. Trim the fat.
You know, I'm in my searching for my life path.
Yeah.
I ended up getting and I just took the headphones off, so I'm far more comfortable now. I'm going to really start to get loose here.
It's big hair, small hair podcast.
Yeah, big and as always. Yeah. I applied for this massage therapy school. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of it. But I did a little over the phone, not like interview, but just a little over the phone, get to know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
It's through a reputable company. It seems like
Nice.
I actually called my wife's mother after I got done with the interview thing because she is a massage therapist, in her spare time when she's not doing her main job.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she knows of the company that I interviewed, that I did the thing with, so it seems like it's an actual spot.
It's a real thing.
There's a job, there's an employer sponsorship with it that will pay for a lot of the tuition. I still have to put down some amount, some $50 a month, but it should help pay for a lot of that.
That's pretty sick.
And then I have a guaranteed place to work for the guarantee 1 year of work after you go through it at this place.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. So I kind of just
I mean, Goldie just did that.
Yeah.
It was a year thing she did. She
this
just got done with that.
This one would be this one's a hybrid course. So there's online things with some stuff in the morning or some stuff at night, and then there's 2 days a week I would go in. I don't know.
I mean, you could definitely just do that part time while you find something else to do too, just on the side, whatever.
Well, I would do that because it's not a paid training, but
yeah.
they just would pay for the actual. It's like a schooling.
It's like a free training.
So I would just try to work
I would
try to work a part time thing. Anyway, that's something I did just this morning that I was just thinking about.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Speaking of like hippy dippy stuff from our drinks, that's just kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, dude, that's not a bad choice. I've like thought about that myself after like seeing Goldie do it. I was like, all right,
yeah, and
that could be cool. That's like a cool option, but I don't know. I'm pretty.
And then
I'm chilling on a lot of things.
My wife's mom was telling me about how she would teach me some Reiki stuff.
Oh,
she
yeah,
does all that too. She's a practitioner of Reiki as well.
You mix those.
Because you got to mix them. Because she was saying that for the first little bit she was doing it, when she was massaging people, she would take on so much of that energy. Like it's so much of like a give and take. And with Reiki, you can just like cut that channel off and just go one way with it.
Something I remember Goldie, because like when Goldie was doing it, I was like, oh, you gotta like, I like told her that I was like, be careful for like,
you can't absorb all this.
Like, yeah, stuff. It's like because I said I'm like that's something I kind of thought about doing, but I feel like I'm like scared of just like getting nightmares, other people's nightmares and stuff.
That's like what
just like
that's what I was told.
Living other people's trauma.
That's what I was told is you need
and
to
like she's like, oh yeah, that's like part of the training.
Yeah,
like
developing magical barriers to prevent this from happening. Yeah, so like, I'll just.
Part of like her training was like that, just like how to like deal with that.
I have one more email to send about it, and
it's pretty cool.
I'm basically in, so
that's rad. Hell yeah.
Anyway,
fuck yeah.
And then after that, besides just doing my chores around the house, I was just watching all the Planet of the Apes movies, all the newer ones. There's all three of the reboot is on Disney Plus right now, leading up to this fourth one coming out. Yeah, and I wasn't even in the room the whole time, or like I was never just fully watching it because I was just multitasking or doing other stuff, getting other stuff done. But
you put 3 movies on,
how great! You came over kind of at the start of this third one, so I'm not quite through. I'm going to finish it off tonight. I'll probably pay more.
I liked the first one a lot.
It was great.
I remember when it came out. I really liked it.
The damned actor
James Franco,
and he does great in that one. And then all the monkey acting. I think the same guy that did Gollum is Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and dude, when fucking Caesar first speaks for the first time. No! Oh nice, my god, dude, that's gonna sound super.
Yeah,
dude, yeah, that shit gives me goosebumps.
I saw it a couple hours ago.
I watched that one recently because I was gonna go through all of them because that new one's coming out. I got hype, but I only watched that one and oh man. You get to that part, you're like, oh shit. You like want to go fight for Caesar at that point.
I'm on Caesar's side all the way. His son was featured in the second one. Yeah, Caesar's still alive at the time of this second one, and then now this third one, he's still there. I think there's a pretty good time jump between this third one and the new fourth one.
Caesar's like an old man. He has like his son's like kind of like an older.
In this third one, for sure, but in the new one coming up, I think there's like a pretty.
Oh, this one, this one is like a new. That's like
a new trilogy.
That's like ancient history on this one.
Yeah,
that's like mythology. They like have like I think on the trailer they like reference some of it, but it's like they reference things in like very like mythological sense. It's it's part of like the religion, their creation story kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, I want to see it now. Before it was more of just a sideshow act.
Yeah.
That I was gonna go see, but now I'm like, this is the main. This is the main focus. I don't know when that comes out. But there's a good amount of movies coming out. We've already discussed all these things coming up, but God, I'm excited for the summer.
Alien,
all
that shit, dude.
I canceled my Alamo pass.
Yeah.
Okay, because we watched all the ones that were hot.
After for the
next few months, they're just gonna be doing repeats and a lot of the older stuff they like to play there, which I saw was some good stuff. But I'll just put it on at home. It's fine. Yeah. But I thought it was they might have changed it, but it used to either be or in my mind it was like a full half a year off after you unsubscribed that you couldn't resubscribe. Now it's only 60 days.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
2 months.
So I can get in at the beginning of summer and hit all the summer blockbusters again.
That's 2 months. So you'll be able to get that by June.
Yeah, perfect.
No fucking problem.
Perfect timing.
No fucking problem. Yeah. And in the meantime, you just get a couple. You just go to normal movies. Maybe hit the IMAX.
Yeah.
If there's something you really need to see, hit the IMAX. If it's an IMAX. Seeing Dune in IMAX was pretty fucking sick, honestly.
I don't know if I've ever been to an IMAX. I think I've been to the one in maybe the Science and Nature Museum. Yeah. I don't know if that's a real. I think that's just the illusion of an IMAX. I don't know if that's for real.
I think I remember going to something like that once at like the Indianapolis like zoo in Indianapolis. I was like 10 years old. That was that was cool, but I think that was like my only IMAX.
It's like a 30-minute movie of a dinosaur or something.
It's like shows. It's like Planet Earth, but like an IMAX. Mm-hmm. Planet Earth IMAX. It's not narrated by David Attenborough, so it's just like whatever.
Anything new with you?
What did I do? I don't know.
I'll tell you something new with you.
What's that?
New chair. New chair in the
Oh
studio.
shit, that is true. Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice chair. I have been like fully leaning back. Like
I noticed on the old chair. The old chair was basically just a bar stool.
Yeah, it was.
I pulled up for Dawson over here next.
I was really like leaning on
next to my full gaming chair, and I just noticed near the end of each episode you would get so squirmy.
Yeah, I like start rocking.
And it never tunes in on the pod. I never hear it. I got the noise reduction.
No, I'm just like sticking my feet up on stuff, like leaning any way I can. Yeah, anyway. No, this is nice. This is pretty nice. I'm very comfortable in this.
Yeah. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really. I had a pretty normal. I had a day off today. Went to the gym this morning. Grilled off 7 pounds of chicken, 7.5 pounds of chicken breasts.
Yikes.
Just kind of meal prepping for it. I don't know. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Whatever. Kind of just been chilling, napping.
Anything in the dreamlands?
No fucking dreams lately.
Yeah.
Not really.
I was thrashing last night, but I think it's more that I'm sleeping weird. I'm sleeping on my side a lot, and my shoulders getting like compacted into my rib cage. By the end, I wake up and I'm like, ugh.
I've been sleeping in a lot more than I usually do. Because I might like when I work, I would wake up. I'm up at like 4 a.m. Getting to work at 5, and like when I don't work, I'm like I don't leave my bed until like
How
9,
about Eclipse
9:30.
treat you the other day?
The eclipse, that was cool.
Did you feel any different?
The whole day kind of had a feeling to it.
Yeah. Maya and I both had a headache all day.
Yeah.
And I didn't drink the night before at all.
Not yet. I mean, that's just like
the hell's this?
Like the electromagnetic waves from the sun.
And actually,
the moon.
I had a little bit of like. I dropped off my work, and on the way back, I was gonna stop to get some cat food at the local grocery store, and I like stuttered going in because I felt unsafe.
Yeah. There's a weird vibe feeling.
I was feeling that somebody would possibly shoot up. I don't know. Like I don't even want to.
There's like a cautious feeling.
That's happened around here before, and then I think a little later that day I saw on some place that there was at least one. The only thing I saw, I bet there's probably some other cases, but I did see that somebody did like a shooting in traffic. And then they blamed it on the eclipse. Yeah,
like people acting weird to that.
So I don't know. Like,
dude, animals freak out when
my whole animal family here was freaking out. I was like, how do I have to be out like right now? I got out before it really started. Yeah, I went fast. But I was oh my god, what the hell is this?
Yeah, no, I was at work yesterday, and it was such a mix of like customers that coming in really cool, really nice, or like really like short and just kind of pissed for like almost no reason. Like we had people like come in. We have, it's a bakery. Our bread slicer's been broken. That's a bit of that sucks. You get some bread, you can't get it pre-sliced.
Oh God!
Fuck.
Buying a full loaf.
I gotta slice this myself.
Or you make the big sandwich.
It was like a big deal for some people.
Yeah. I sat out.
Fucking, what are you gonna do about that?
On the back lot with my shirt off and just absorbed some of the rays during.
I was doing that while I was grilling today. Nice.
Just under the eclipse though.
Oh.
I was absorbing that. It felt great.
Yeah, you gotta get that. That's like a special type of light. You don't get. There's not a lot of times you get like the sunlight that's like refracting around the moon. Mm-hmm. There's something, the moon filters that sunlight in a certain way.
Yeah,
it's different. It's like getting like a moonlight and sunlight at the same time.
Man, season 2 is going so good.
So, yeah, dude.
How about last week? Sam was a real goof, and then immediately after,
what was that?
He got like a spry chicken. He was like,
as soon as we're like, all right, that's about it. It's time. We get up, stand up.
After he yawned for a full hour, he got up. Just immediately started.
He starts just going off about random shit.
He starts talking about like ancient structures in Florida. We're like,
his Florida trip. He's like, where was this?
Where was this?
We asked you if there's anything new, and you're like, no.
Next time he's on, we're gonna shake that out of him because that was hilarious. That was
like a teenage
the whole time I'm trying to rein him in. Then we get off, and he's immediately like, you're like trying to leave.
Well, I got much to talk about.
He's just here to say, that was good.
Actually, so in Florida,
there's
these ancient structures from the 1400s. It's like, whoa, what? Describing like the special cement they use and shit.
Yeah,
I won't spoil.
I was like, I want the.
We'll have him break it down. But...
And then, do we want to jump in the correction corner right now?
Yeah, we can just
get done with it. Get it off. Well, last week I played the beat for the Chaos Control intro on our new Patreon exclusive content, and I said that I made it, like the song. Dawson made the beat.
Yeah.
I put.
We made the intro.
I
made the beat.
I put like some like voices over it. Yeah. Dawson's already made it. I felt weird. I like listened to it back. I'm like, oh wait, what the hell? The hell?
Yeah, that's all right. It's
and then other than that, and actually that might have been from 2 weeks ago, because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at anymore.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just catching it when I catch it. And then I also said that because I said Heracles, and you were like, oh, it's not Hercules.
Yeah.
I said no, it's Hera, like hero. No, Hera is his mother. That's Zeus's wife. And so Heracles is like her. It's like, it's one of her prime offspring.
It's like a different.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's what it is. Any corrections on
cool.
your end?
I don't know.
I feel like you might have texted me something.
I think I have. Oh yeah, I think that was. I don't know if we already talked about it, but we were talking about the Greek gods last time, and we said it was. We thought that Kronos and Gaia had babies, but it was Rhea.
Who's Rhea?
Kronos. Rhea is like another Titan, I think.
Okay.
One of the first Titans made.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
But I was listening to it on my way home after the last one. And I was like, oh dang, or like maybe not. I don't know. I was listening to it one day and I was like, oh shit, yeah. Not that even matters at all.
You got any? We could break into the Greek stuff a little early if you got anything. I got a couple random things, like more like less tangential things to the plot. Last week we covered a little bit of Zeus's origin.
Yeah.
We broke into just a little bit of that.
It's like creation.
This week I was going to bring a little bit of Athena to the table, but first I was going to talk about. Okay, we all know about like the abyss and the abyssal zone, which is like it's one of the lowest points in the ocean.
Yeah,
like Mariana's Trench. Have you heard of the Hadal Zone?
No, what's that?
This is a zone deeper than the abyss.
Oh,
and it's named after Hades.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of sick.
Damn,
that's kind of sick. The only thing I found living down there besides amoebas and things around heat vents is this thing called what is this thing called? Look at that. It looks like a weird sperm thing. It's this weird worm. It's a weird Weird. It's called a snailfish.
Snailfish, okay.
It's a snailfish. It's this pinkish white thing with tiny iridescent fins. It looks like a tadpole, but maybe bigger. Just weird.
Big old weird tadpole.
It's a big weird thing. That's just what's down there.
They went and got one of those. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're just seeing it. Seeing it
on a ruler looks weird.
It's a weird. It looks like an alien.
It looks different at the bottom of the ocean.
This looks exactly like the alien that springs out of the body.
Yeah.
In the original Alien, that's the chest. That's the chestburster alien, the little clear white thing. If y'all,
I feel like it has to look different.
If y'all pull up an image of the pink fish, it's called like this article says the little pink fish in the deep.
So that thing's just like miles under the ocean.
It's called the Hadal snailfish, though, specifically.
Damn.
Because
Hadal zone.
The Hadal zone.
How deep is the ocean? How deep is that?
Fuck.
What's like how many like
Hadal
miles
zone,
or feet? I don't know.
Let's just get a quick.
The ocean's kind of like it's pretty hard to like perceive or like even like imagine.
It's the deepest region of the ocean lying within oceanic trenches. The Hadal zone ranges from around 6 to 11 kilometers.
Okay.
That's between 20,000 and 36,000 feet below sea level.
Yeah.
They exist in long, narrow, topographic V-shaped depressions.
It's like any mountain out here.
Giant, yeah.
Any mountain in the U.S. you could climb and you'd still be like 10,000 feet.
But it's considered the underworld of the ocean. Look at this picture. It's just these little divots.
Yeah.
It's on the seafloor of the abyss are tiny caverns that would reach down thousands more feet, apparently, into the most horrible. I don't know.
I don't even like thinking about that. That is just that's like impossibly deep.
This infograph is even creeping me out.
No, I'm like
I don't want to get anywhere.
Thinking about how deep the ocean is it's impossible. That's so much water. There's so much fucking water.
A super giant amphipod is found in the Hadal zone. That's in the Japan Trench. Look at this thing.
What's that look like?
This is a clear white looking giant shrimp with extra long hands, arms, and they're kind of arching out the opposite of the way you'd think. It kind of looks like one of the parasites that comes off of the clover monster.
Yeah, it's
actually.
It's
that's kind of probably where they got the deep sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't that far off from Cloverfield.
Well, because that's the thing. You make anything in space, it's like, well, what's like the closest thing to space? It's that place.
This is harder to get to than space.
No, exactly.
You can get to space so far easier than the Hadal Zone. I think there's like only been.
That's why. Yeah, it's like.
I believe only 3 people have ever even been there.
If there's anything living down there, then like that's like how you think of anything that's maybe going to live in space. You know what I mean? Like, just
the
monsters.
The first time they went down there, 1960.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you want to know by who?
They went to space.
You want to know who did that in 1960? Jacques Picard.
Ooh, see, dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna make anything space, you do it with the fucking ocean.
That is hilarious. Yes,
dude. Whoa,
Captain Jean-Luc Picard. I mean,
yeah. All right,
that's cool. That's an on-air find.
Yeah, wow.
They reached a maximum depth of 10,911 meters. That's 35,000. That's nearly 36,000 feet.
That's so far. That's like how far planes are in the sky.
For context, James Cameron, he also went down there.
Yeah.
He reached 10 meters. He reached 10 feet less than that.
Damn.
He went 10 feet. He's 10 feet behind. Okay, Jacques Picard still has the record over James Cameron by 10 feet. That's a hard 10 feet to make up. You're like, that sounds easy. Then
when you're down there, it's like,
you're like, she's gonna blow, Captain. It's like, I imagine there's like a red light, like nothing. There's so many sirens going off at that point.
You're shaking.
There's like, you have exactly 3 minutes to do this.
And just the amount of time it takes to get down there,
dude.
Because you can't go right away.
You're going little by little. That's the worst part in any horror movie about the sea is the rescue them trying to come up. There's so many movies where you're just like slowly coming back through this pressure zone, and that's when the monsters get you. When you're sitting in the that's almost worse, sitting in like the exact middle of that deep blue than even when you're on the bottom. If you got the sea floor next to you, at least you have a direction that you're not getting attacked from.
Well, that's the thing. If you're like 10 feet off of it, you like can't see it. It's basically not there at that point.
I hate that.
That's
I'm getting
so
the heebie-jeebies so bad, Dawson.
It's so deep, too.
My tummy,
oh, my gosh.
My tummy can't handle this.
Nah, the ocean's nuts.
So that's the Hadal Zone.
There's so much water. There's so much water on Earth.
Hey, thanks, Hades. Have you seen... If you look at pictures of the globe and the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah.
That's the one that's between our eastern side, or the west coast and Japan. If you look at like the globe, that's actually half of the globe. Like if you can look at one side of the Earth, if you look at the Earth in the right direction,
and it's like just.
If you look at the Earth in the right direction, it's just the ocean.
All you can
see.
Spooky. Yeah, terrifying.
I know besides going to Hawaii, any flight that goes there goes around goes up north around the hemispheres because it's. I think it is shorter, but also it's just like too much. You just can't go over that. You just can't.
It's like why
you get in the middle of that with a plane, Cthulhu is going to come up and catch you. There's not
seeing the ocean on the west coast is like really.
It's too fast. It's too fast.
You look at it and you're like, nah, that's so much, especially at night. You're like, that's an abyss. Just staring out into it.
Mm-hmm. So that's just a dip into Greek stuff. I also one little thing. Cosmos is a Greek word.
Yeah.
This is a little reference. That's just a little thing. Let me tell you about. So Zeus.
Yeah.
He's the god of gods now.
Let's get into it. He's top tier.
He's got his father and grandfather to surrender to his will. Mm-hmm. Zeus takes on his wife, Metis. Right. One of many, not a wife. He does this though. He turns into a lizard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he turns Metis into a fly, and then he gets her with his tongue. Okay.
Yeah.
This all is actually Metis' plan, because Metis has seen Zeus just dominate chicks and just not let them do shit, right? He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Right, so Metis, as a fly, crawls up into Zeus's brain.
Yeah.
And now she has like counsel up there, and she is like she lives forever in Zeus's mind. As like a mind consort, and so she can never get killed.
That's kind of poetic in a way.
Yeah,
it's kind of beautiful and poetic.
It's beautiful. So so she's living up there, and she's the one that kind of calms his storms whenever he gets too rageful. She comes in with reason Because if you're on the outside, you'd automatically get dominated. If you're like outside of Zeus trying to tell him to calm down,
he controls everything.
He'll just smite the shit out of you.
Thunder and lightning.
Yeah, he would zap you to pieces.
Dude, fuck you.
So that's Metis. Pretty badass chick. I guess a fly in Zeus's head forever. Right?
Yeah,
so one day, though, like a little bit later, Zeus it has like a splitting migraine. Right?
Yeah.
I'm reading off some notes right now, people. It's kind of that's a little bit of notes.
This is going. I like.
A little bit of notes here.
I've listened to some similar stuff. I'm following you.
So Zeus is like walking around asking people for help because he has this migraine. He comes up finally to Prometheus, who you might know a little bit about.
I was listening to something about
Prometheus, along with what is it? Hephaestus, who I got to learn a little bit more about. Hephaestus, I believe, is I don't know, some kind of smithy of the gods, perhaps. I'll have to look into that. Prometheus convinces Zeus to bend down and pray. And Zeus is like, there's nobody for me to pray to. I'm the god of gods. What do you mean? But he finally gets down and prays. Hephaestus comes over with a mad, wicked sword, slices Zeus's head in half. He slices his dome off. Okay? Everybody's like, what the fuck? Zeus is fine.
Yeah.
Out of the top of his head, a fucking spear comes up, and then a chick in full armor just emerges. Okay?
Yeah. Because, well, it's not weird. It seems weird when you say, like, they're, like, transformed into different, like, animals, but, like, that's just, like, a game gods play.
That's just what they do.
That's just a game they play.
This is as a human, he gets his shit cut off. This is no longer as a lizard. Okay. But at one point, yes, he was.
But that's, like, how, like, and that's why, like, things, so it just happens.
So, so out of the fucking cavern of his mind comes this fucking fully decked out in armor, World of Warcraft style armor and a spear. Crazy World of Warcraft spear, adorned in all this. She's also wearing a lion's pelt. Badass. She's got steamy gray eyes.
Damn.
She's got she's hardy. She's got fortitude. Okay, this is Athena.
Yeah.
This is Athena. This is Zeus's. It's not his firstborn, but this is one of his favorite children. This is his favorite child.
That's how she was born.
That's how she was born.
That's so cool.
She's spit out of
the way gods reproduce is like really
just like
nuts.
Zeus was spit back from his father becoming firstborn. She's birthed from Zeus's head as well.
Well, then all of the babies that like were eaten by him were also
You want to know who? Yeah, that's how they're all.
That's so crazy.
You want to know who made all that happen though? Is Metis in Zeus's mind as a fly? Metis is in there smelting Zeus's bones to create the armor that she wears coming out.
That's so sick.
So that's what it is. That's where it's at. Sick. So Athena's coming out fully clad in Zeus bone armor. So cool.
I was just like,
she specifically like smelts through his blood and stuff to find the iron and stuff to do all this too. It's really awesome.
That's fucking hardcore.
Yeah. Anything about that you want to talk about? Just
I mean, just like the scale and like this, how these like titans and everything, like gods and all this, like, just a full woman.
These are from like these are from two different stories. Obviously, the one about Metis crawling in, like the headache thing, and her being the Metis crawling in to be in Zeus's mind, and then the headache and birth. Those are from two different like stories in the mythos, but it all is like it could be woven together like that, though.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty cool.
That's fucking
all of them, because all of Zeus's gods move in and out of time.
Yeah,
the way the way that their stories are all woven.
They're like size and like everything. It's just like
the way that all moves, especially with Norse stuff. Obviously, with Ragnarok, there's
because at this point in history too, like the way it like makes sense is like it was kind of before there was like major structures in time, size, like physics, like that shit wasn't like laid out yet. The gods are just out there having fun.
Yeah, there was no rules.
They were just out there.
No rules out there.
There's like barely a hierarchy, you know. Like it's just like they're just like out there, wrecking shit.
They're out there trying to figure out the hierarchy, basically.
Yeah, just entertaining themselves.
You're good. I was just thinking about how badass all gods' weapons are. Like, for example, this spear is really cool, but also the adamant scythe.
Yeah.
From earlier,
that's
also
really cool.
Things like Poseidon's trident.
Yep.
Like, what the hell is that about?
That's fucking just cool, man. Because there's like the smithing god. I forget his name, but
Hephaestus, I believe. I'll have to.
Yeah. He's just ironing out shit, hammering down, making the coolest shit.
Well, I want to make a list of the best god weapons. There's a few weapons in each.
I gotta look into some.
There are weapons in each culture and each pantheon that are super unique, and I don't know. There's some connections between them, some just gnarly shit though. Some ancient alien type connections, I would say. One day, fucking Poseidon and Athena, our girl Athena, they are like vying for control over this city called Cacropia. You heard about that place? Maybe not.
Yeah,
Cacropia.
sounds familiar.
Poseidon, he fucking whips out that gnarly weapon, his trident, and creates this well of water. And he's like, fucking endless water. But it's seawater, so they can't drink it. And they're like, what the hell? This isn't that great. But it's like, he's really pompous about it. He's like, this is fucking awesome, right? Yeah, Athena comes in. Yeah. She drops the first olive tree on their asses. Poseidon's like, that's just a tree, whatever. The people of Cacropia, though, let me get that right. Yeah, I was right. Cacropia, they use the olive tree to create fruit, to make oil and wood. Yeah. Right? So they're like, well, this is what it is. So the people of this city choose Athena to be their maiden, and they change the name of the city to Athens.
Yeah. I was gonna say when you want to talk about Athena, I'm like, well, I know that's what Athens is. Yeah. I know.
But it was like,
that's a capital.
But that's how she got it.
That's how she got it. That's so cool. I wonder if that tree's there still.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It also made me think of the olive tree in all of everything, like how that represents something. There's like extending the olive branch. There's like in the Ark story, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Like the dove comes back with that olive branch.
Well, that's
that's just like
Christ is like translated. I think there's like a translation, like Latin translation of like the anointed one, which means they're like basically you're just like the oiled one, and that's olive oil. That's like a sacred thing, you know. That's the olive branch piece, you know. It's like there's a lot of like symbolism in that, depending on how you like want to translate or break it down. It's fucking, I don't know.
Athena is the god of fucking, okay, she's got a lot. All of them have so much, but this is cool because she crosses over with some, and she actually takes some power away from other gods when she's born, or she's one of the ones, as you were saying, they're still trying to build control and build out who the leaders are and who
pretty chaotic still.
Yeah, so at this point she gets birthed, and all of a sudden she takes over fucking wisdom, insight, handicraft. From her mother Metis, basically. Yeah. Metis means craft, actually, in Greek. Yeah. That's like what that fucker is. Fucking, she's got war and justice, right? Which kind of clashes with Ares a little bit. And then she also has love and beauty, which also clashes with fucking Aphrodite. So this is some weird shit. But Athena's beauty is like, it's different. It's like not the physical kind. It's more of like an aesthetic thing. Yeah. And then it's like I thought it was like when I was reading about it, I thought it was more like the feng shui. Of like the movement, like that easy flow of a space or of like a mind. That's what I basically thought of as that. And then that adds up. I don't know if it came. I think it came about maybe a little bit later in Greek culture, but when they were trying to, because like they're reading these stories, also trying to figure out what their shit means, and like so Aphrodite, the god of love, and then all of a sudden Athena comes along, but Athena is the god of what they prescribed as like platonic love.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of threw her bone there.
Interesting. It's like a different, just a different
state. And then, like with her, and then same with Ares, like, fucking. So Athena, like they're both kind of gods of war, but Athena takes over stuff that's like tactics and planning and like the strategy of this shit, and she kind of gets into that kind of like the more general and like more like a war mind.
Yeah, with like the more like I don't know, like what was it, like reason. Kind of just like
just like straight up reason.
Crafting, you're kind of more creative on the
Ares is just a fucking bloodlusted motherfucker.
It's like the more like complex parts of like
Ares just wants war for war's sake. And also too, like just as a thing, like this is Zeus's favorite child, Athena, and then Ares is Zeus's least favorite child. And they're both gods of war, which is also
that's gonna cause some friction.
Dude, I got a couple more things here. Hopefully, listeners are enjoying this a little bit. It was just fun to learn about anyway. Dude, do you know that she has a first name? Athena? Have you ever thought about gods like first or last names?
No, I like don't think about like
her name is Pallas.
Pallas Athena?
Pallas Athene.
Athene, that's pretty sick.
Okay, but here's why. Okay, now this is fucked up. Okay, Pallas was a daughter of Trident. who is like a sea nymph or god to some extent. We'll learn about him at some point. She's so Pallas was originally a different person, a friend of Athena, and they would always like do these like games and fucking compete with each other. At one point, they're competing, and Athena's usually winning because she's got all these. She's a goddess of everything. She's just a badass. She's just got this way about her.
So sick.
Pallas. That's Pallas. That's not like
different.
That's a different. Okay, but she gets the lead, and Athena's like, "Oh fuck!" Now Zeus comes out of the clouds, throws a lightning bolt straight at fucking Pallas's face, zaps her to smithereens. She's unconscious now.
Yeah.
Athena's looking over her, fucking pulls out her spear, fucking kills her ass.
Yeah.
Just kills her friend.
It's too competitive.
Athena immediately regrets it. She's like, "Oh fuck! What the hell am I doing?"
That's my best friend.
That's my best friend.
Who am I going to compete with?
And she takes the name Pallas as her own name, as like to always remember and just like feel that.
So
vibe.
Take that. Just never forget what happened.
Yeah.
Damn. Just took. That's pretty hardcore. You kill someone, just take their name.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick, actually. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's something kind of cool about that.
Yeah.
There's also pretty, like, it's kind of wicked and like, I don't know, maybe like devious, but I think it's like maybe kind of badass.
Yeah, and then she can also be known as Parthenos, which just means virgin in Greek. In Greece, I don't in ancient Greek, I guess, and that's where the Parthenon comes from, and that's her temple in Acropolis. You'll probably visit there.
I'm definitely going there.
Yeah,
it's already on my list of things I want to see. Yeah. Now that I know that, that's really badass too.
That's kind of
sick.
That's kind of my rundown. I did read one thing. Okay, this just like, do you know what the word aegis means? That's Aegis. Aegis.
No, Aegis.
Yeah, nobody does. Okay, so what this was like a word that was written down, and it said that her aegis was originally like a goat pelt, and then later it was written as like a leopard or a lion pelt that she's like wearing. That's like what it would be. Aegis. And then for some reason Zeus's aegis is like this shield.
Interesting.
And it's not like a pelt at all.
Maybe it's like a just a powerful.
It's like a symbol of some type. I
know
it's
like a talisman of some sort.
Ancient kings would wear like, that's what like the lion pelt comes from, is like just from that godly look.
What is it, like that thing in Harry Potter, like a Horcrux or whatever? It's like just something just that has some sort of like that's like has like their connection. It's like they're like.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know if it actually would contain the soul like a Horcrux would,
no,
but it would be
not like that. But it's like,
but it definitely is like
patented like thing.
It's like a calling card.
You know, Thor's hammer, like stuff like that. Like it's kind of like their thing. It's like,
yeah, dude, that's why I want to look into all these ancient weapons.
That's so cool. Yeah, I got it. Well, I'm gonna be looking for them when I'm in Greece.
Yeah, we'll find that
stuff
for
out
sure.
There.
Got anything? That's basically where I'm at now. So basically, we birthed Athena, and we kind of got her up to the place where she's just riding.
That's rad.
She's a daughter of Zeus. So there's those
cool
4
sword.
basic gods. I don't have them written down anymore. I believe it's Zeus. I think Hephaestus is one, and that is like the smelter of the gods. And it's Zeus, Hephaestus, Hera, Hades, Poseidon. There's one other one I'm missing, but those are the 6 that are on top. Yeah. Now from here, we're gonna build out. Probably I guess who they are a little more.
Yeah.
And then also their kids. But Hera is is one of Zeus's main consorts. And then Hades is just down there ruling over hell, which until we start until like it was tough because at the beginning there was no mortals. For a long time there was no mortals, so Hades was completely empty.
Exactly.
Like completely empty for like a long time in the beginning.
What even was going on?
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Because like Hades,
Poseidon just in the ocean.
He oversees like his like realm, and he's basically like just like make sure like you know, people are paying their toll to get over this.
That's not. I feel like that's somebody else. Isn't there somebody? There's the boat.
There's someone that like does that's like their job, but he's like making sure they're doing their job.
Sure they're doing the job.
That's like what he does.
We're seeing that, and
he's just like making sure no one's getting out. Everyone's paying the cost to get in. Mm-hmm. Just hanging out.
There's like the boatman that you pay. That's almost exactly like in Norse mythology. There's the boat. There's a
lot of similarities.
Like Hela has a boat made of human fingernails, and that's like what she like ferries people across, like the Tree of Life into Helheim.
They like ride a boat over the river Styx.
Yep, and that's There's Styx is the name of a water nymph.
Yeah,
Styx, and then her sister Nilus, who becomes the Nile, and all these really big ancient rivers are just named after these Greek, like they're like early water nymphs basically.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because and like there's something else about Hades where it was like sometimes like if it's like special occasions, like there's like certain gods, like different gods will like take you across.
Chill it out. Yeah, we'll find some fun
Styx.
stories about people. I'll look into some
yeah,
death
like
stuff.
if you're,
Maybe.
you know, certain guy.
Next week I'll look into the Hades stuff.
But,
I'll build out some more.
I didn't look as much into Hades. Yeah, it was just like something that I came across. That was pretty.
Well, he's pretty well known as far as the basics, but I know there's some weird shit going on with him.
Well, because I don't know. It's like it's all pretty. Honestly, a lot of this is like it's like vaguely familiar. A lot of the details are new, or just I don't remember from any other thing.
And the stories are just transcribed
cool
in different. They're transcribed in different ways. So if you hear a story,
the way you're explaining some of the stuff too is like the one I'm listening to. It's just like slightly different, like wording.
Yeah,
you know, but it's interesting. Cool stories, cool things to like learn about. Honestly, I was looking into Prometheus more. Which is pretty interesting because
he showed up in mine for a little bit.
Yeah. Prometheus, Athena was like pops up a little bit too.
Yeah,
because Prometheus and Prometheus's brother Hermetheus, I think.
Nice.
Prometheus. Basically, with those, Prometheus is like foresight. That's what that means. Like.
Yeah,
kind of like being able to like see ahead of things, like know what's
and
going
what his brothers are all like.
It's
the
like
other
foresight,
side of that.
yeah. So it's like or hindsight.
Yeah.
So it's like more like looks in the past, but like so they kind of like they come together. They decide that they're gonna like because they created like Zeus made like man or like they created like man, just men.
Mm-hmm.
There's no women yet.
Damn it.
There's no men, just dudes hanging out, and it's kind of like a golden age at this point.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of just chilling.
You
like,
play video games.
Prometheus convinces Zeus to give him fire. He's like, I think these guys need fire so they can like. He created like man and the animals,
so they can make video games.
and they can just chill with the bros and game out.
Yeah,
with the fire, you know. Yeah, and they're just grilling.
How are they gonna grill?
Playing sick video games, staying warm, telling stories around the fire.
A bunch of dudes not grilling or playing video games is immediately sad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at this point, like,
where's my babe?
They like have no idea.
Damn it!
Like the way they like reproduce is like they touched on it a little bit, but it's like they just like kind of pop up, like dudes just kind of pop, like gods just kind of like plop them out whenever they like want some new ones.
Just pull them out of the ground.
Yeah. Basically, they just like pop out of like the ground basically. And like they're basically like on the same level. There's like the hierarchy, you know, like it's not really established. So they're kind of on the same level as like the gods.
Well, the gods in any ancient lore are so much more realistic in that they have so many flaws. They're humanistic. They come down because all of them are coming down to become animals and crap.
If you remember too, like Zeus and all these like gods, they're titans. Mm-hmm. You know, actually they're not like the word god. I don't even know. You can like say gods, but it's like. Technically, they're like titans, you know, and so like that's like that, you know. There's like something a little different about that, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, but like, you know, we look that up, correction corner maybe, but so like they're still figuring out like a hierarchy. They're kind of equal, like men. The only difference between like men and the titans is that men are mortal, so they like die, but it's like at this point they just die like they just kind of like go to sleep and they're gone. They like drift away basically.
Yeah.
Pretty chill times, but then Zeus is kind of has that like ego almost where he's like, nah, fuck this, like what? It's like I'm the top actually.
I should be down there grilling.
I'm the top, then it's the gods.
I should be down there grilling.
Yeah, it's like
if
these guys are grilling, they have it too easy.
Didn't invite me.
And he's at the top of the mountain. Then it's like the other titans, other gods, and then like man's at the very lowest. Kind of like takes away their like. They like I don't know. They can't like they have to like grow their food. They have to like work for their food.
Mm-hmm.
They create like because like they I don't know what is it Prometheus fools Zeus.
He fools the guy. He steals the fire.
Yeah, because he stole the fire and like he tricked Zeus by like because they were like they had this big party, men, gods, everything. They're like hanging out, having this bountiful feast. And they like have this like ox sacrifice, and they're gonna split it up, and the gods are gonna get like the nicest ones, the nicest parts, and then human get like the shitty one, you know, the bad ones. And Prometheus is like, I'm gonna challenge this a little bit, and he like dresses up. He dresses up the bones, just bones and gristle, nothing good, barely, not even edible really. But he dresses it up to make it look better. So then when Zeus like picks his like half,
he picks the
bad one, and then Zeus gets pissed about that, like basically fucks over man. But then like,
does he steal fire? Am I thinking of that idea?
Prometheus steals fire.
It's a little later.
I'm going off the dome on this.
I don't have
notes or anything I'm looking at, but
yeah, I took some time.
I can backtrack too a little bit, but like then like because Prometheus is getting like punished now for like thousands of years.
Yep.
By Zeus, because he has like an eagle come and like eat his liver every night,
like
and then it grows back.
He's chained up.
He's chained up on like a rock.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, what I was watching, like the artwork depicting like how he's like chained up is the worst way. But like his arms are like bent back.
He's giving knowledge to man, basically. To humans, right?
He like gave them like
is very
fire,
similar to So let me bring in Loki here, our fire deity from last time. We talked about how he's this.
Well, before you get into that, this is his like whole thing. His like what he like teaches us basically. The story of like Prometheus is that like it's good to like challenge authority. Mm-hmm. You know, like kind of gives us like humans that like rebellious spirit. Yeah, gives that like kind of just like chaotic like go for it.
Free will, like
kind of like
not free will, but just that curious mind.
Challenge that. Yeah, the gods, whatever, like.
So fucking as we discussed, Loki being like a primordial fire god, basically. Yeah. Then you can trace him back to even earlier stuff, all the way back to Mesopotamian type gods. Loki in one story is chained to a rock with his with his son's intestines. Like that's how he's chained up, and he has poison from. There's poison. He's in a cave, and poison is dripping down on his face at all times.
Ow!
So just like a little similarity there, just all being tied up and like having a constant pain. The only thing is, what it is that it actually isn't a constant pain because his wife Segan is holding a bowl over his head. Yeah. And so she's mostly catching the poison. Only once a day she has to go throw the poison out in the ocean, and that's when he gets hit with it. Yeah. So he's just sitting there once a day getting hit, tied up, just like. A lot like Prometheus, and they're also
he gets his liver, which has to do with poison. Mm-hmm. That's where it gets processed. Is in your liver. That's you can tie a lot of shit together with that. But like he gets his liver eaten every day, and then it like grows back every day too. Mm-hmm. And then like so it's this excruciating pain pretty much constantly. And like the only reason Zeus doesn't kill him is because Prometheus like knows something about Zeus. He has like a secret he knows. Yeah, he has like a secret about Zeus. Yeah. And he like, I don't know, doesn't ever like tell him, but that's like why Zeus can't kill him because he like knows something, and he like it's just like this for like thousands of years.
Well, that's like, based Zeus, Odin is blood brothers with Loki. In the Marvel stuff, they make him his son. They're actually blood brothers because Loki is actually not a Titan but a giant. He's the son of his mother is a giant. And so, which is he got put into the gods like thanks to Odin, basically. I guess like through his own devices, he kind of tricked him. But they're also Loki does also have that hindsight if he knows like something about. There's a reason that Odin keeps Loki around, even though Loki causes all this havoc, basically because
it's like necessary.
Yeah, because it's a necessary thing. I like there's a lot of connections right there.
Yeah, no, there's the Nordics and the fucking like Greek mythology are like they're like different metaphors for the same thing almost.
Yeah, we can get into the Roman stuff at some point too because I know those are all that's got to be. I think it might. I know a lot of them are just
and like even Egyptian shit Greek. Too.
Yeah, it's all right there.
It's so similar.
We'll do different series.
Yeah, it's just like this is good shit.
I know you were looking at. Like way north stuff.
Like, the Inuits, the Inuit mythology. I didn't like look anything on it today.
You're just talking.
I got it saved. I got like a video saved. I'm gonna look into that and then like go from there.
We're gonna bring that to Pumpkin.
But the thumbnail is pretty cool. That's like a really nice one. I don't know, especially when it starts getting warmer out. Talk about the cold.
Again.
It's not as scary.
Just stay there forever.
It's not as scary.
Yeah.
But what is it? There's something about Athena. Oh yeah, Athena. Because they punish man, and they create like the first woman, and they like use like they like all like the best parts of all the goddesses to like make this woman.
Oh, nice.
And that's Pandora.
Oh.
And then Zeus gives her Pandora's box, which like this is how like he punishes man basically. Is like they create her and she has this curiosity, like I don't know, all like the good qualities, but like curiosity and like an insatiable lust, like urge for sex. She's like just super sexy,
sex habit.
Super curious, kind of like a really like strong independent woman, just like going, just she's gonna do what she wants. She's gonna have curious things. She's gonna go check it out. And then Zeus gives her this box and is like, never open this.
Yeah.
Never, for any reason, open this. So, obviously,
what are you doing?
What's she gonna do?
What are you gonna do with that?
She opens that box. I'd probably open it too.
I would turn it towards Zeus and open it. I imagine it opens one way, kind of like a chest.
What's in it is like all of like the like disease, pain, death,
like all sin,
like everything that's like like killing, murder, like all that shit is like locked in this box.
Yeah.
So when she opens it, she basically releases that, and it's like talked about as like an unseen thing. It's like an invisible thing, but it goes and just like infects everything. That's like what gives us all of our like
getting mad Lilith
all the like
vibes.
The like pains of life.
Mad Lilith vibes from this Pandora.
Yeah.
Chick.
Basically,
like
so she
like
just
those
did
girls.
that. Just kind of like an accident, and like that's where like man had to like work for their food. You had to like sow seeds in the ground. You could know a lot. You like had to like to reproduce. They had to like plant seed in a woman's like belly is how it was described, which is funny.
Yeah,
but it's like that kind of stuff where it's like that's like where we get we had to cook our food, had to like make our own fire, grow our own food. Like we had to like
to work.
The gods. It basically like disconnected us from like the gods, made things a little harder.
Yeah,
a little more like now. And that like created that hierarchy as well, where like we're
on the bottom.
We're not way down.
We're chilling down here,
struggling while the gods are just hanging.
So yeah, you were right. I was looking at it's called the Titanomachy.
Yeah.
Titanomachy.
That was that was like one of the big wars, right?
This is one. So it's a war.
That was the first one.
Yeah, it's a Titan battle. It's a 10-year series of battles fought. Consisting of most of the Titans and this like different generations of gods. But you were right. Zeus is technically kind of a Titan because Kronos is a Titan.
Which it makes it, they're like not perfect, they're immortal and they have like powers and they can do mostly anything they want, but like they also have their own like
Kronos and Rhea are Titans because Gaia and Uranos were not making more gods; they were making Titans. That's right. They were just
they gave birth to like Titans and Cyclopses and there's another one too. There's a few different groups. That was like the fucking Lovecraftian creature. Is like one of the other things.
That's what
technically like a cousin or a brother to Zeus, but whatever those things are.
Those weird things.
I haven't like heard any stories about them yet, but
we'll dig into those 100-armed monsters.
Yeah,
well, that was one of the
100 arms, 50 faces that breathe fire.
Yeah, this is called the Titanomachy, and then there's different. I gotta find what the points in history are called because there's these different. Like Titanomachy is just a 10-year period, and they have different names for these things, and one of them is named after that 100-armed dude.
Yeah,
just a curious little thing.
That's probably a sick ass time.
Fuck. Anything else on the gods?
Fuck, I don't know.
We'll come back with more. I think I'm gonna dig into Hades.
I gotta get more notes next time. I gotta do better notes. I was like thinking about it, but
we'll get there. We're still figuring out how this works. This whole history. This
also
whole,
like I kind of like going off the dome.
Oh yeah. This was. I mean, these notes are This wasn't enough notes to fill up as much time as I just talked. Oh, one thing about Athena, because she's the world, or she's the god of Warcraft.
Yeah,
I was gonna say she's the World of Warcraft. She's the god of Warcraft, and I just wrote.
I mean, that's how you beat.
I wrote God of Warcraft. Fuck. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet.
I just thought that was really cool.
That is sick.
I want to be the god of Warcraft. Yeah.
Cool.
We're almost at the end. I have a couple more things. I've been trying to talk about the first Omen for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Every time I bring it up, we immediately pivot to something else.
Or bring it up. I don't think I've. I don't know. I'm probably not going to see that one. You can spoil it. I like seeing it getting spoiled.
I figured people that wanted to see it would probably watch it by now. On Disney Plus, they did put, because they got like Hulu on there now. It's literally so much crap.
Yeah.
and we're using my brother's Disney Plus, so we're just getting it. We can't tell their Hulu. We're like, all right, we're just riding. On Disney Plus, they have all like 4 Omens, like whatever. That's like the reboot that came out. But I'm gonna go through them. The first Omen, that was obviously a prequel set in the 70s. It was very. The whole thing has kind of yellowy tones because a lot of the architecture over there is this like yellowy. It felt like it was shot in the 70s a lot of times. Yeah, still like good quality camera work and everything, and like the actual footage was great, but it looked like those movies, like how it was. Was it like felt almost like stale and in a good way, but
was it maybe shot with like film?
I don't know.
Was it maybe like
even the way that the movie presents itself, it's very not slow, but it's quiet in a lot of places, and it's slow. It's about like this chick that's in a nunnery, and
nice.
And like she basically there's a girl in the nunnery that is apparently going to give birth to the Antichrist, right? And like so a lot of the stories about her trying to protect this girl, and then near the end, these are not. I think you should still watch it, and I guess I'm going to spoil it a little bit here, just because there's some cool parts. There's this one, just like visual parts. So there's one part where, because there's girls giving birth in this thing quite a bit, because like some of the nuns take in these pregnant girls to give birth there, and that's like a whole thing they used to do, I guess.
And then they like foster.
But you fully see a vagina and a bloody demon hand slowly reaching out of it, and Jesus it is really intense.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Was crazy.
That's like one of my biggest fears of like if
it was like a full human, like a full like adult arm, like reach out of like crazy claws, blood everywhere, and she's like seeing it from the window, and like nurses are trying to take care of it, and they're not making a big deal out of it, and it like might be like a weird psychic thing in her mind. And in the end, though, it turns out that the girl is giving birth to the Antichrist, but also. Well, she has the mark of this girl that she has a 666 and the roof of her mouth. Pretty cool. Oh, and then our main character chick, she also figures out that she has the mark too, and she was also birthed by the nunnery, and she was actually connected to this nunnery the whole time, and everybody there like knew she was going to come back. So
maybe they're kind of like trying to
there. Because they're just trying to birth this Antichrist. And they got a bunch of chicks pregnant.
It's like old Rome.
Well, they were showing all these girls giving birth, and all the births had crazy birth defects because it's like this Antichrist, this demon baby. Yeah. And so they had all these chances and whatever. And so it ends up that both of them are going to give birth to the Antichrist, or like both of them could. Yeah. Our main character ends up being pregnant.
Yeah.
Like probably without even having sex. She has the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they take her down into this culty thing, and she basically gives birth, and it's twins. Pretty cool.
So what is that going to be?
And then she escapes with the daughter that she gives birth to. It's a boy and a girl. The boy becomes Damien and all of the next Omen things. And in the first one, he's like a 7-year-old, and it's set in like 76, 78, whatever.
Yeah.
Damien. So he becomes Damien. But then the little girl, I gotta watch the films again, because then our main character and the girl she was taking care of throughout it, they run away together with this other baby, and then the end of the film is basically them in like a wintry cabin somewhere taking care of this little girl. It's like these two people that were gonna give birth to the Antichrist are now taking care of this like female half of the Antichrist or something. It was really cool. Sorry for that. I mean, it's like that's the way that gnarly. I didn't give away a lot of the visual stuff, because it's a rated R horror movie, obviously, with the vagina in it. But
that makes sense then.
But I do love a good R-rated flick, because I say it all the time. They do PG-13 to catch a larger audience, and then you miss out on some of that good gore stuff.
The real shit.
It's good.
Because like if you're gonna have an Omen movie and they're like, giving birth to like birthing Antichrist and stuff,
you don't want to see it.
It's gotta be rated R, because otherwise that's the scariest thing.
Some good plot twists by the end. Like everybody that she ever met was like against her, and all this crap is cool. But I do recommend still seeing it for everybody out there.
I mean, that goes into like, I don't know. I mean, it's just a movie, obviously, but the Vatican being like satanic, actually, like secretly,
they're just trying to produce an Antichrist.
Yeah.
That was like what they had. There was like it was a little cult within basically the Vatican that was doing it in this movie, where they were just like, they were trying to birth the Antichrist so they could control people, so that they could like make the earth better. Like they were like doing some crazy logic to be like,
no, they're like, there's like a lot of
yeah.
But like, I mean, just like some of the buildings in the Vatican, there's like this like, I don't know if you've ever like seen the pictures, but there's like a cathedral that like, if you're in the way back, it literally is like, you're like, it's like a snake's mouth.
Yeah.
It's like a snake mouth. There's a statue of like It's supposed to be like Christ descending into heaven,
Well, I
but
know
it
they got,
literally
like-
looks like someone like coming out of hellfire. It's like super fucking.
Pretty sure they
demonic.
got Christ's bones there somewhere.
Yeah,
They got like
stuff
the,
like
you
that.
heard of
They
like
have,
the 7 daggers? You heard of that?
Oh.
It's these like 7 daggers that you're supposed to use to stab the Antichrist,
Oh.
like to kill it, or something like that. And they're
Cool.
like all held there somewhere. Yeah, it gets very
There's,
like
like-
Lord of the Rings at some point.
There's a lot of like secret stuff they have too. There's a
Yeah.
lot of weird stuff. It's a weird. Vatican's weird because it's
Well,
its
why-
own like country technically.
Yeah. Vatican City, baby.
It's kind of like DC where it's like its own thing,
Yeah,
and Epcot Center and Disney World.
we can dig into that.
I don't know. Check that out.
We'll ride history all the way up to there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of already
We'll
around
get there
at this point,
eventually.
so,
Yeah. We'll travel Mediterranean.
Yep. We're at it. We're at a little bit. We're at just about an hour. You got anything else you want to talk about? We can.
I don't know. I could talk about whatever, but kind of have to take a piss. I don't know.
Me too. Let's call it here. We can always jump back in if we want to record more.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. I just want to say,
Goodbye.
hit up the Patreon. It should be in the description of the episode for a couple different things. I'm adding new content up there. I'm trying to figure out which podcast provider I want to use to get multiple shows going where I'm not like having to pay like for each show going up there. I don't know. That's a personal thing, but so yeah, the Patreon. Check that out for some rewards. Get on Etsy for some fun stuff. Follow everything, all the socials, and then 5-star ratings help a lot, especially on Apple Podcasts. That's how we climb the ranks. Been getting a couple new listeners, so what's up to y'all? Come on back next week for another.
Getting into this mythology here.
Yeah, we'll do some. I'm digging into Hades next week. We'll see what happens.
Let's get Hades going. I'll figure something out.
Oh, well, yeah,
I'll probably do some Hades.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in this in general. So
yeah,
I'm just
it's fun having different. There's so many stories each of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, gang.
yeah.
Pumpkin Hill Radio. I've been your host Travis Wyrmwood, co-host Dawson Trailer.
Another good one.
Another good
Another
one.
good week here.
Season 2.
Baby, let's go.